All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hopping on tonight. I'm Lisa Mohajay, and this is just a very basic social media training for new coaches just to help you get started and just to have a better idea of what to be posting and what your feed should look like and all of that good stuff. Because when you become a coach and now you're looking at this as a business, you're like, okay, so I guess I should start posting maybe just a little bit differently. Like, we still want you to be yourself. We don't want it to be some huge, drastic change. Why is it? Okay. I think that there is a button on here to allow everyone in, because if not, we so allow participants. Enable waiting room. I don't even know what that waiting room is. That's so crazy. All right, there's some more faces. Hey guys. All right, so everyone should be able to just hop on now. Okay. I don't even know where I left off, but I'm glad that I saw that because there were people waiting to get in. So like I said, we want you, when you first start your business, we don't want some huge drastic change to just like beach body, beach body, beach body, beach body. We want it to be a natural transition, and we want you to provide value, and we want you to have an awesome experience with social media, because the thing with social media is you can reach so many people versus face to face, and you can have fun and just be yourself and really, find your niche and all of that good stuff. Once you're done, I have a question to ask you. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen really quick, and then we'll get started. Hello. You guys can all see my screen with all of the, who is this? The only person I can see right now. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. What is this doing? Like, hello, here we go. That's better. Okay, so like I said, I'm Lisa Mohajay. I've been a Beachbody coach for, it'll be 11 years in July. And I really, truly built my business through social media, specifically Facebook. Instagram was not around back then. And honestly, when Instagram first came out, I was like, ew, this is so dirty. I'm tired of seeing butts. Do you guys remember when Instagram first came out? It was like, ugh. So I built my business on Facebook. I am on Instagram, and I have built some business through Instagram, but for me, it's still Facebook. So the first thing is to pick your platform, which one it's going to be first to really master. You'll still be on the other platforms as well, but you want to master one before trying to master the other. So I think one of the most important things to remember when it comes to social media is you're taking people on the journey with you, right? So you want to be you want to be real, you want to be vulnerable. Like, you see other people posting and you're like comparing yourselves to them, or you're trying to take their post and make it your own when it's not you. So it's really important to remember that people relate to real people. So it's okay to show up, not 100%. It's okay to show up without makeup on. It's okay to have an off day. It's okay to say, I screwed up on my meal plan or whatever. You're bringing people on the journey with you. And I think pretty much everyone can relate to all of those things, especially right now. Anybody else dealing with the corona jiggle? I got the corona jiggle going on right now, and I'm ready to get rid of it. But I think a lot of people can really relate to that, what's going on in the world right now. And just remember that you're sharing kind of the behind the scenes things. Like, you're sharing like emotions, you're sharing how you feel, you're being fun, you're being your personality. I don't know if Sarah's on here or not, but she actually just signed up maybe 2 weeks ago. And the very first thing she said to me was, I just want to have fun. I don't want to have to try to sell something. I don't want people to feel like I'm selling something. I just want to have fun. And she had the funnest announcement post ever. It was so cute. And it was her. It was her personality style. So she has not changed that. So I want to encourage you guys to do that also. I'm just going to look and see what this chat is and make sure you guys can, oh, shoot. What is going on? I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Well, somebody's in the chat and I can't see it. So if anything is wrong, someone can just call me. That would be awesome. So taking people on the journey with you and just being real, being raw, being vulnerable. I think that that's really important to remember, is that you are just bringing people on the ride with you. So let's talk about setting up your social media page, right? You want to have a profile photo that is a picture of you. I'm going to encourage you guys to all to smile, to be happy, because the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract. So if you are, if you're negative, if you look unhappy, guess what? That's what you're going to attract into your life, and that's what you're going to attract into your business. So when creating a profile page, profile photo, if you don't have a good one yet, it's okay. Tomorrow, I just suggest doing your makeup, doing your hair, getting cleaned up, finding some good lighting in your house, whether it is, I have a window right here, whether I'm facing the window and I'm setting up a timer on my phone and taking multiple photos with multiple poses and then picking which one I like best, right? And having that good profile picture, because that's the first thing that people see when they go to your page. Creating a bio, not to say that you can't mention Beachbody, but you don't want to necessarily have your Beachbody links in your bio on your page, because if someone new is coming to your page, or someone that you went to high school with and you've been out of school for 10, 15, 20 years and you've never spoken to them since graduation, and now you've friended them and now all of a sudden you're interested, they're going to go to your bio and see your links there and be like, oh, she's just trying to sell me, right? So you don't really want to have links in your bio. For the other reason too is you want to know who's going to your link. You want to be in control of your list. So as people are expressing interest, you want to be the one sending them the link with that video to check out. So your bio can be just, you know, a little bit about yourself. Maybe it's where you were before Beachbody and where you are now, why you joined, and where you're at now. Of course, you want to include personal things also. That's what's really important, is to don't turn it into some spam thing. You want it to just be you. You want to have fun. You don't want to make it weird and awkward. So just being yourself and having fun, having that good profile photo, a cover photo, and I'll go over some apps at the end of my favorite apps to use. Lighting is everything. I don't know if my ring light is on right now, but okay, you guys see me now in the video, right? So if I were to turn on my profile, turn on my ring light, do you see how much brighter it is and how much more appealing it is to have good lighting? So if you don't have a ring light, it's totally okay. You can take a lamp and just take the shade off. And if I were to set my lamp like behind my camera, behind my phone, behind my computer, it would still do the exact same thing. So just making sure that you have good lighting. If you don't have good lighting, it's okay. We've got apps for that as well. And then the other thing on your social media page is you versus stock images. People want to see you. They don't necessarily want to see pictures of Autumn. They don't know who Autumn is. They don't know who Jericho is. They relate to you. They know you, and you really are the brand. And so it is okay to occasionally put pictures of Joel and, you know, 10 rounds and things like that, but you don't want it to consume your page. You don't want it to become white noise and then people just block you out. People relate to you and your journey and your story and what you're experiencing, and they're going to watch. You're going to have a lot of people that are just Weight Watchers. They're going to look for your posts every single day, and you may never hear from them until like months later, and they're like, okay, I've been watching your posts and you've been so inspiring. I want to learn more. And you're like, wow, I didn't even know this person was watching my posts. And here they are. So just make sure that you are posting pictures of yourself. So whether it's a sweaty selfie or a picture of you and your family outside or you and your dog, just use photos of yourself have that good lighting, and you're on your way to having an amazing social media feed. One thing also to remember, especially with Instagram, and now Facebook has stories as well, but your Instagram feed, you always want to remember it as almost like a magazine page, right? When people are looking at a magazine. So your pictures on your Instagram are just a little bit more polished, where your stories are going to be like you, real raw, you know, hair in a bun, sweaty, looking crazy, hot mess. This is what's going on in my life. I need help, SOS. So that's where your stories are more behind the scenes, and your Instagram feed is that more looking like a magazine. So you do want to make sure your photos are edited on your Instagram feed versus your stories can be behind the scenes, hot mess, right? So let's talk about your top 5. So I mentioned that we want to weave Beachbody in to what we're talking about. We want to add value. We want to be provide interesting posts and things like that. So in addition to Beachbody and your fitness and nutrition and your liquid gold and your unicorn powder and your superfood shake and all of that good stuff, that's a given, right? We're going to post about those things, but we also want to make sure that we're sharing other things about ourselves that make you relatable. So like when you're laying in bed at night and you're Googling, you're searching on Pinterest, what would those 5 things be that you are searching? Another thing that you can think about is, what have you mastered? And a lot of times you might be thinking, well, I haven't mastered anything. But what is the question that people are always asking you? I get a lot of questions about my skin. Maybe you are great with getting your kids up in the morning and they're like, you know, organized, or maybe you're great at budgeting. What is it that your friends and family are constantly asking you, like, hey, how did you do that? Or tell me more about that. Some other examples are just things that are that interest you, your hobbies, things that you've overcome. So I put up volleyball, maybe you're a single mom, maybe you're into crafting. What illnesses do you have or have you overcome? I just put diabetes there for an example. Maybe you're into fashion. I think everybody is homeschooling right now except for me, like people that don't have little kids, but a lot of you guys are homeschooling. Maybe you love to travel. Maybe you're a dance mom or gymnastics, a dog mom. Those are just some things that just kind of rattled off of the top of my head. So these are the things that, in addition to your workouts, in addition to your healthy eating, your Shakeology, your Energize, your snack bars, things like that, these are other things that you're going to weave in that make you relatable, and that people will have that better connection with you, because they really want to get to know you, so that they feel comfortable with you, right? So those are just a few things. If you have something that came to mind right now as you heard this, share in the chat with us so that you can give some other people some inspiration, and just keep the energy going, because I know having that chat and connecting is so important. So if something came to mind, maybe you already have the 5 things that make you relatable, go ahead and share those in the chat. And of course, anything else that comes up through the presentation, type that in there as well. Growing your audience. So I did a couple of different ones, Facebook versus Instagram, because while they are similar, they are also very different. So you want to constantly be adding new people to your network, right? Because right now, as a new coach, one of the very first things that you've already done was you created your list of names. That list of names is pretty much your warm market. So we're looking to grow your cold market and to connect with some people that you know you've already been friends with, but maybe you need to reestablish that relationship first. So great place that I have connected with new people is common interest groups. So the town that you live in probably has a moms group. So I'm in an Alpharetta moms group. I've met a lot of women there. I'm in another like women's makeup group. It's called What Women Want, and they talk about all different kinds of things. I'm in pageant groups where I've met women. if there's like another fitness product or health product, like I remember it was a couple years ago that, have you guys ever heard of the Fascia Blaster? It hurts like crazy, but it works. But it's basically like this wand that is supposed to break up cellulite. And I was able to connect with so many women in that group because those women are looking for a solution to having cellulite, which is fat, having fat in their, you know, mostly legs, bottom, whatever, belly. We get cellulite in weird places. But those people were health conscious and they were wanting to improve their look. So I had a lot of really good luck with that. Another place that you can connect with people on social media is Facebook ads. Like, how many times have you seen ads now for Fabletics or, you know, other home workouts? Maybe it's makeup, whatever. Those Facebook ads are a great place to connect with other people because you can see them commenting in the Facebook ad. Like, these people are looking, they're into fitness, they're looking for leggings, they're looking for sports bras, they're looking for clean eating recipes, they're looking for solutions. And so you can really connect with people that way also. And then for the people that you are already connected with, a great way to just reestablish that relationship, open the door for communication, is to simply wish them a happy birthday. Facebook tells you every single day, you have 5 friends' birthday today, you have 10 friends celebrating their birthday. So send them a private direct message on Facebook wishing them a happy birthday. You do get bonus points if you send them a voice message. You can do a video sending them a happy birthday. They have filters, so if you wanted to sing happy birthday, you could do that as well. And I will tell you just one kind of little sneaky trick with that is you can record one birthday wish and send it to everyone individually on their birthday. If you don't want to personalize it, if maybe you just don't have time to personalize it. But you know, when somebody takes time to send you a happy birthday, number one, but you hear their voice or it's a video and you're just wishing them a happy birthday, asking them if they have any big plans to celebrate, they're typically going to reply back and say, oh my gosh, thanks so much for thinking of me. And they're going to start the conversation that way. Showing love on their feed, right? So a lot of times we're striving for like likes and hearts and comments on our own Facebook and Instagram pages. But a lot of this is being interested and not interesting, right? So you want to be interested in your audience. Like, why would you expect them to be interested in you if you're not interested in them? So you have your list of names. Everyone on here, I don't think anyone here is like a brand new coach. So everyone on here right now should have that list of names where you can start going through and showing love on their feed, commenting on their posts, and liking their posts and just showing love on their feed. As far as Instagram goes, same thing. You want to go out there and find people versus waiting for them to come to you. So searching hashtags, like we have those 5 things that you wrote down or that you're starting to think about, things that identify you, things that make you relatable. Well, now you can go search those hashtags and see who else is posting about those things. Looking at their page, is this someone that I would want to work with? Is this someone that would be a good customer? Is this someone that I would want to join my team? And then you're going to start connecting with them. You're going to like, and comment. So going through their feed, liking their posts, and then commenting, and then you can choose to follow them. I do want to encourage you to keep a list of who you follow, because if they don't follow you back after, like, you know, maybe it's every Sunday night, you go through and unfortunately go through and unfollow the people that didn't follow you back, because you don't want to be following like 5,000 people and you only have like 200 followers. It just looks bad. So connecting, being interested, like and comment and follow them. And then especially like for stories, you can see who is watching your stories. Going through and saying, hey, thanks so much for showing love. And you can do the same thing on your Facebook posts. Like if you're making a vulnerable post, pay attention to who's liking and who's commenting, Okay, I just spit all over. I don't know if you guys saw that on my camera. But pay attention to who is liking, who is commenting. Those names are going to go down on your list. So you're constantly adding to your list of names. And take a second and just message them and just say, hey, thanks so much for showing love on my post. It was really vulnerable and kind of scary putting myself out there like that. I really appreciate it. So you're starting a conversation with people. You're being appreciative of them. And same thing with Instagram. For people that are watching your stories, and as you start to pay attention, you'll start to see the same people watching your stories. So take a second to say, you know, hey, thanks so much for showing love on my stories. You know, I really appreciate it. And then think of a question to ask them. Maybe you look at their feed first before you send that message, and just say, oh, I saw, you know, you're also into fitness. What workout are you doing right now? Ask them a question. And then again, on Instagram, ads in your feed are a great way to find people to connect with, because Facebook and Instagram are showing you ads that you're interested in. So they're showing you ads based off of your interests on Facebook, on Instagram. So if somebody else is seeing that ad and now they're commenting, that typically means you guys have something in common, and that could be a potential new customer or new coach. So you want to start establishing that relationship and meeting new people, growing your audience. When you are putting out a post, so I would suggest picking out a day of the week. Maybe it's Sunday night, Saturday morning, and start thinking about your posts for the week. I know that that sounds like a lot, right? But thinking about posts ahead of time, and maybe you only do like 3 posts in advance, but you're thinking about what to post. You want to have engaging comments. So you want to have a hook that draws people in to read your post, and then you want to have a call to action. So here are some great examples. This is actually from Jasmine Star. If you don't follow her on Instagram, she gives away a ton of free content, free information, lots of trainings, things like that. So here are some lists of hooks. So I like the second one. Can I share a secret with you? Like if you put that as the top header of your post, people are going to be like, oh, wait a second, Melanie's going to share some secrets. I wonder what she's going to talk about. So you immediately draw them in. Can I share a secret with you? Today, I just did not want to work out. In fact, I don't really enjoy working out. I'm speaking for myself here, guys. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. Some days I don't like to work out. But I pushed myself to get up out of bed, and I pushed play, and I feel so much better. Like I never regret it. And then you're going to have that call to action. What do you want them to do after they've read your post? So I said, can I share a secret with you? I'm really not a workout person, but I know if I don't work out, I'm not going to feel good. My mood is going to decrease, and chances are I'm probably going to put on that Corona jiggle. I don't know about you, but I'm determined to, come out of this on top. Let's find a good call to action. DM me to learn more, drop an emoji below, double tap, have questions, fire away. How can I help you today? Do you feel the same way? That would be a great post. Can I share a secret with you? I'm really not a workout person, but the truth is, if I don't work out, my mood decreases. I start to feel blah, and chances are I'm going to put on the Corona jiggle. So do you ever feel that way? So you're going to get people commenting, please tell me I'm not the only one, or something like that. You want to get people engaged. You want them to comment back on your post, because the more people like, the more people engage, the more people comment, your Facebook now sees your post as something interesting. So it's now getting boosted in the algorithm. So so Facebook is moving your posts to more people's news feeds. So that's the other thing with the birthday and just DMing people about, you know, hey, thanks so much for showing love. Happy birthday. When you are private messaging with someone, Facebook and Instagram are both going, oh, wow, they have DM'd, they're doing direct messaging. They must be really good friends. And so Instagram and Facebook sees that and they determine that you need to be shown in their newsfeed. So think about how many people you're friends with and you never see their posts. It's because you guys aren't interacting together. So the more you start to be a friend, right? This business is built on friendships. It's built on relationships. So just checking in with people, especially right now with everything going on, like simply just sending a direct message, checking in, genuinely being interested. Hey, friend, I just wanted to see how you're doing right now. Check in on my friends. How are you doing? So you want to, it's where it all ties together. So you're direct messaging people, you're posting on social media, and the two go hand in hand. So not to say that you have to have a list, have to have a hook in every post, and not to say you have to have a call to action in every post, but it is really important to use those. So I hope that you will maybe screenshot this and start to use these as some examples. In between, of course, the list of hooks and the call to action, in between there is your insights of what it is that you're talking about. Can I ask you a juicy question? Ooh, that's a good one. So I hope that this is helpful because I think it's important to know exactly how to draft a post. And not all of my posts, I am guilty of just throwing something up there, but it is helpful to have some kind of a format to follow in your posts. Having a schedule, and this is just a very rough example, you do want to post on Instagram on your regular feed once a day. Facebook, I would say you could probably get by with posting 2 to 3 times a day. Stories is a whole other animal. You can post as many times as you want on stories. But to have that schedule, like for Instagram, because you do want to post at least once a day to stay relevant and to stay in the algorithm. So these are just some examples of what you can post every single day. Maybe Mondays you're posting something motivational. Hopefully you guys are all doing your personal development and reading a book or listening to podcasts. So you're going to get a lot of motivation from that. Like when I read or when I listen to podcasts, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes as to what speaks to me. And then I just kind of turn that into my own personal post. Like, why was that? Why did that touch me? And put it into my own words. Or maybe you're just going on Pinterest and finding a fitness motivational graphic picture. That's okay too. Transformation Tuesday, if you don't have your own transformation, and let me just say, your transformation can be a non-scale victory. It can be able to do a push-up. It can be able to put on a pair of pants you haven't been able to put on. It can be you lost 3 pounds, because there's a lot of people out there right now that would love to lose 3 to 5 pounds. Maybe it's your skin is clearer from drinking Shakeology, right? Maybe your hair has grown. Maybe your hair is shinier. Transformation Tuesday can be any non-scale victory. You can also highlight other coaches on the team. Beachbody does give out, they do share transformation photos, but those are the ones that I want to use all the time. You know, they're okay to use every once in a while if you don't have something else. But Transformation Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, right? You're going to get, I definitely suggest you go on Amazon and get like a $20 tripod, something like that, so you can start doing videos. I know that's scary for new coaches. Taking photos maybe while you're working out, or maybe it's after you've worked out and you're on the floor and your dogs are there in your face and you're sweating or whatever. Maybe Wednesday is Workout Wednesday. Thirsty Thursday, you could always talk about how much water you drank and how important water is for your body. Friday, maybe it's recognition. So maybe you're recognizing another coach on the team, or you're recognizing like a challenger, one of your new customers, something like that. Saturday can be a positive quote. And then Sunday, maybe it's your prep for the week. Maybe you're talking about your meal prep for the week, or maybe you're talking about how you're sitting down and figuring out your calendar for the week. And these are just examples of things for you guys just to have some kind of a schedule, some kind of a guideline to follow, because it's easy to sit down and you're like, man, what am I going to post today? But if you have some kind of a schedule, it just makes it a little bit easier. So figure this out for you. Maybe you have something in there with those top 5 things that you want to make sure that you're sharing every day. You can put one day in there, like your why. Maybe one day is behind the scenes, things like that. And then lastly, I just wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite graphics for scheduling. I talked about every Sunday or Saturday, maybe you're going to sit down and plan out some of your posts for the week. Planoly is awesome for Instagram because you can move your pictures around in your feed. So it will show you your Instagram feed, and you upload the photos and you can move them around to what looks most aesthetically pleasing, right? Have you ever posted a picture and then you're like, oh, that really doesn't look good next to the picture that I just posted, right? So you're going to start to think about your feed a little bit differently and making sure that it looks aesthetically pleasing, right? Like, we know those Instagram feeds that you go to and you're like, oh my gosh, that feed looks amazing. All the pictures look awesome. Like the filters are great, like everything looks great. So it's going to be a learning process. It's not going to happen overnight, but Planoly really helps you see what they look like before you post, and then you can schedule them to post as well. My favorite apps for graphic design, Canva is definitely a big one. One that I didn't put on here because it's a paid app is called Over. It is like $15 a month, and I'll be honest, Canva and Over, I live in those. I pretty much do all of my things in Canva and Over. WordSwag is another one. It's a fun one. Like, it gives you a million different fonts and changes the colors, and you just keep shuffling until you find the one that you like. It just keeps mixing it all up. For stories, the main app that I use is Triller. You can create your music videos. So when you have your workout videos, you can chop them and put them together, and Triller mixes and mashes them all together, and you can choose what music you want to go with it. And then Mojo is another awesome app for stories as well. Canva has things for stories, so does Over. I think everyone is pretty much converting over to making sure they have all of the platforms covered. For photo editing, I do love Lightroom. You can, and it's Adobe, so it's Photoshop. It's part of Photoshop, but it's called Lightroom. And it has some really good editing options on there, some really awesome filters. I would suggest you just play around with the filters. What looks best to you? Like, what is most appealing to you? I can tell you that lighting is like, you want to have good lighting. You want to have bright photos. So play around with the different filters. Find the ones that you like. Find a few of them that you like, and then just start using those. Because then you're going to have a more cohesive feed that's going to be more pleasing to people. And Lightroom, not anything to worry about right now unless you are tech savvy. You can purchase presets. So when you see people on Instagram and their hair looks exactly the same color in all the photos, and it's light and it's bright and their blues pop and whatever, they're using presets. And you can buy those through Etsy. You can get them, they're typically advertised on Instagram a lot, but I have purchased some off of Etsy. And then Facetune is another one that I like. Don't overdo it on the Facetune because you can get really carried away, but it smooths out any blemishes. You can whiten your teeth with it. You can whiten your eyes with it. So just light editing with Facetune. Like, don't get too crazy because people can tell. You can do other stuff with Facetune as well. Like it's pretty much like Photoshop. Like you can make yourself skinnier. You can stretch out your torso. You can do all of that in Facetune. But you always want to look like yourself, right? You don't want to appear too touched up. So that is all that I have for you guys tonight. Are there any questions? Sarah, I put volleyball in there just for you. Yay, I love seeing all of your top 5. And Melanie, are you still on here? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Melanie is a rock star coach on the team. She's high Success Club earner. So I would definitely go check her page out on Facebook. She hits Success Club every single month and high numbers. So she's definitely doing something right. Success leaves clues, right? So when someone's successful, you can typically go look at their page and just see, what are they doing? What do their pictures look like? What are they posting? Don't go steal her posts, but you're going to get an idea for what she's doing. So Melanie, if you have anything you want to add in here, if you even want to unmute your line, feel free to. Yes, Sarah.
You just gave great information.
Oh, good.
You just have to be confident, be brave.
Yeah. You really do have to put yourself out there, and it is scary. You're like, oh, I don't really want to put this post out there. And those are the posts, though, that people relate to. Like, it's typically the thing that you don't want to talk about that you'll get the messages back and be like, oh, I'm so glad you shared that. Like, me too. Those are the posts that people relate to. It's that thing you don't want to talk about that people really relate to. So I know for me, like, you know, my whole story is I was a bankrupt single mom. Like, who talks about filing for bankruptcy? Like, that's the last thing anybody really wants to boast about on social media, but that's what has made me relatable. So awesome, Paula. Thank you. I'm glad you got some good info. I love hearing what everyone else is interested in. Paula, it's interesting that you said coffee lover. Dakota Smith, she's in Canada. She has like this whole coffee theme going on every day. She posts about coffee and it's so cute. But yeah, are there any other questions before we hang up? I hope this was helpful. Just go out there and be you and stay consistent. Like, make sure you're posting something every day and just being confident in what we have to offer, the company, Beachbody. One thing that I forgot to mention is this weekend is our first virtual Super Saturday. Christina created an event page in United Coach Collaboration. So there's an event page there. For you guys are new, right? So Super Saturday was an event that we would hold all over the United States and Canada where we would come together with other coaches. We'd hear from corporate. We'd sometimes have a workout. Well, with everything that has happened, we obviously are not doing that. So they're doing the first virtual Super Saturday. So make sure that you look for the event page. It's also in the Coach Online office. And I think that was it. So thanks, guys, so much for hopping on. I'm glad you found it helpful. And yay, Tanya, that makes me so happy. Awesome. Guys, well, have a great night. Thanks again. This was recorded. I'll have the recording up as soon as it's processed. Bye.